We're going back to the Deeplands again with our thoughts on premium playtesting. So make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on this content. So me and Keegan finally got the chance to sit down and playtest some Deeplands. It's a difference between playing with him and playing with Goomba by a long shot, because I get to play a different side of the meta. It's just, I got to get Keegan to want to play premium, and it's a little bit harder right now. A lot of our group has premium fatigue right now, and I don't really blame you, honestly. I don't hate that the game is on fatigue, but like, when I'm on a kick and I want to play something, getting people to want to play in a long sense is kind of hard. So I still am very much on Deeplands. Now that it's on Decklog, I've been seeing a few OCG players have been testing out different variations of what we're going to say is like the best optimal builds. I've seen the one that gives the defense value I saw a list that bumped it down to 2. A lot of the OCG players want to play the order, and I cannot get behind wanting to play the order. I'm trying. I feel like with the deck, you need the deck to be as consistent as possible. And what happens if, I guess you can also drop down the order off of like the top 5 checker if you do dig into it, because it is a grade 3, so you can just add it and drop it. But I would much rather just have the fish in my hand, because I can at least use the fish as a defensive wall if I need. And if we start to mess around with ratios on the fish, for example, people are like, why don't you play Skull Dragon? Why do I want to play another grade 3 in the deck? Like, let's review here for a second. You have 4 Persona rides. You have potentially 2 to 4 of the other Deeplands. So you're locked on 8. And you want to go to Beatrice, Skull Dragon, and Nightstorm? That's 11. Forbidden Doll 2? Like, I don't need this deck to be Brick City. Like, it needs to be as truly optimized as we can try to get it. And, yes, sure, playing the order would be cool, We could get a little bit easier revive access, because, sometimes it does feel like, we're a little bit behind. But that's kind of the thing you accept when you're playing the deck. Like, you're Night Rose, but you're a little bit more piece reliant for the extra attacks, and I am okay with that. I'm not playing Philanders or other things like that. So that's like my thought process as to, seeing what Japan's doing on the tech choice side of things. And that our Discord server for premium, by the way, you should always check below. There's going to be a link to the Discord server. They talk about premium in there pretty much whenever they want. Somebody in there cooked up one of the spiciest Eradicator Brawler list that I've seen. And I really enjoyed playtesting that list. I think the Legion is... I think this guy's a little bit slow at times. I don't really hate the concept of playing this card, but let's be honest for a second. It does feel a little bit slow, but if you do want to play some Brawler, I have seen some other OCG lists that have been popping up that are going a little bit crazier. They're like trying to build in some other, like they're trying out the D-Series, the actual Brawler Big Bang Knuckle Dragon, and doing D-Legion shenanigans. I have not tested that yet. We will see. There was a Solryron mask list that somebody else has been testing. I want to try out because it looks very fun, but I've got to pick up some of the stuff. So where is our playtesting kind of led here? At this point in time, it's been Deeplands. Harry wasn't doing so hot during the last playtesting session. Unfortunately, if you're playing something like the other Harry deck, unfortunately, if you don't see Crest, oops, there goes your game plan. There's not really much you can do about that. So And that seems to be a lot of the case here. Also, reflecting back on the most recent list, actually having Shout out of the game and actually having like Fenrir OTK sticking around. The thing with Fenrir OTK that I think a lot of people was missing was like its representation was low and its conversion rate was kind of low. If you guys didn't, my takeaway here is, if people wanted it banned, and why did they not show up and actually play it in droves to try to force it to get banned? Now, you know, maybe in more future premium events, maybe we'll see this deck have a huge uptick and they will be forced to make a decision based on this. I think it's gonna be we need to be patient and we need to see where this goes, because at this stage, I think Fenrir OTK is a little bit of a problem, but I don't think it's being painted as the crazy boogeyman. You guys remember Angel Gize, right? Where Angel Gize was the premium gatekeeper for so long, and it was like, oh, I'm not going to play premium because, you know, Gize's ruining the format. It took like 2 years for that whole mentality to go away. Now it's something else. We will wait and see when results start to roll through here, if that's going to be the case or not. Crest decks are interesting. Zonky was an interesting creature to deal with. And a lot of, you know, people want the Crest decks gone. I understand, like, the late game scaling is crazy, but, like, Deeplands scaling on a Persona Ride turn, getting 9-10 attacks in Zonky's face, is an issue for Zonky to keep up with. You know, like, you can make the argument here, the minute I get that Persona Ride turn, I stack up those powers, you're at 4 damage, you don't hit a defense trigger. It's game over for you because we're just clearing you up. I think that's a big thing to think about, is that deck is one of the more unique decks that can actually take advantage of that little comeback-esque scenario. So multi-attack decks on Crest are going to be scary. That was never going to be a question about that. It's just when you take away the early Striders, for example, you know, like the Chrono Jet, and all of those cards that actually get a little bit crazy, then I think the Crest decks are fine. They're one turn slower, and other decks can actually kind of keep up. Someday though, I'll be able to play this in premium with energy, and we can make the true Overlord pile. See, that's the day I'm waiting on. The day I can play Scarlet Flame in Overlord to be able to do all of that craziness, but it comes later. My thoughts at the moment. Brawler seems very fun. It once again, obviously, Eradicator Ride Up, or, you know, the Steve, whatever other variants out there are going to be better. There's no doubts about it. If you want to play Brawler, it is doable right now. That's good. I still think Deeplands is a very, very fun deck in premium. So Rhyron looks very fun. I do want to test that. In terms of other decks that have been catching my fancy, we're not in the most exciting place for premium right now. I'm not gonna lie to you about that. And I also see that there's a Shadow Witch Gize list that kind of looks a little bit fun. So, and maybe there are some different ideas out here to test around with. We might be, I know me and Goompa are probably going to revisit the Gear Chronicle Wars again. Hey man, I know how to play one Gear Chronicle deck, and it is ZTB. And I'll probably be playing more of that on camera. But until we get something a little bit more interesting, I think our premium adventures are going to be bouncing back and forth. There's a discussion about the New Age Ezel list, too. I kind of want to look into. There's been a couple BCS off-the-wall decks that I just kind of want to test out. I don't know if they're going to get me the best results or not, but, you know, that's what we're here for. We're here to test the dumb shit and actually see if we can have some fun with it, because that actually seems really, really fun. So please, take a second to leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCOL40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.